Is it too late to prevent climate change?
We're getting pretty close to a tipping point, and so that's part of the reason that we need to have some fairly robust approaches. But everybody's got to do them. You can't just do them, on PEI or even just in Canada. It's got to be a global approach, I think, and that seems a bit problematic now. Australia's just switched its leadership away from a very kind of coal-based, not very, what would we say, global warming insensitive leadership to a more activist one. So, hopefully it'll happen, but it is a bit worrying.
Oh, I think we all have to do our part, for sure, and I certainly try to do mine on a personal level at home. I still have lots of hope. I think that, I think we just need to keep heading in the right direction. I think we'll get there.
I was just looking at some reports on how there is so much plastic waste that goes in and is being exported out of Canada in different countries, and there are so many other G20 nations which have signed a pact in which just to deal with climate change they are in-house doing a lot of recycling on waste and stuff like that, and even on emissions, right? So we know that we have policies in place to make sure electric cars are introduced, make sure CNG is introduced, but in terms of where we are on the ground, I think it needs to be much more.
Yes, but I'm trying to be an optimist right now, so I'm going to say I think that the government can do so much more, and I think through COVID we've seen that right now they're able to enact those kind of policies like a snap, and they can do them, so I'm still trying to hold on hope for my generation.
It's tough to say at this point. There are a lot of new factors coming up, new natural disasters, like back in New Brunswick, the air pressure and everything's changing so much that tornadoes are beginning to form. So I believe climate change is there, but it's not too late to change it. Just everyone has to pay attention and do what they can if they want to live here longer.
Hopefully it's not too late. I believe in that as a humanity we can make the changes and come up with solutions. I hope we can.
No, I think with the proper leadership and organization, I think there's always the possibility to curb and at least reduce. Our carbon footprint is never permanent. It's just a matter of taking the time and attention and treating each other well enough to do it. So I think with enough focus, we certainly could curb it.
Oh no, it's never too late. It's never too late because this is our planet. And, there's a lot of people that are saving it. So it's never too late for climate change. That's what I believe in.
No, but we're going to have to do something very quickly. It's getting out of hand right now. I think enough hasn't been done. It's all lip service about how we can taper in the emissions and so on.
Oh, yeah, it's too late. I believe, in India we had a problem. Like you say, every day the temperature is going from 35 to 40 degrees in May, like you say. This is due to climate change only. We don't believe, and especially rich country like America or China, they don't believe in this. They keep on telling every other country, do this, do that. But they themselves using a lot carbon.
I don't think so. I think every person has a responsibility to do what they can to minimize the impact on the environment. So I try to do that by never using anything once, particularly plastic.
I don't think we can get back to ground zero, but I think there's a lot of things we can do to stop it from continuing to disrupt our environment. I think that there are parts that we can manage and possibly reverse, but do I think we can go back to ground zero where everything is clean and pure? And no, absolutely not.
Yeah, but I think if you look at the different degree scenarios and all the projections, I think it's going downhill pretty fast. And I think even if people would get their act together and start changing, I think it's quite likely that it's too late.
Okay, sure. Yeah, I agree. It's quite urgent. Maybe it's not that late yet, but it's time to make a move.
We may be running out of time, but I don't think it's too late if action's taken soon.
When we take, what we're talking about is people don't feel the power that they can make change. And so instead of trying to do big things, that we did small things, it does matter. And that idea, there is something I can do, there's no great switch to flip. It's about personal decisions on a daily basis.
Oh gosh, well, I suppose not, no. I think that I think technology is at a point now where with the constant advent of electrical vehicles, for example, and current investments in renewable energy, I believe that there is slowly but surely a change towards more sustainable and environmentally friendly products. However, the question is, will we be fast enough? Because there are constant reports that we are kind of at the point of no return, constant reports that if we don't do something radical by this date, as in like 2 or 3 years from now, then it'll be a point of no return. And so the question is, are we fast enough? And I don't think so.
We need to take care of the earth, or else, you know, it will affect our food supply, it'll affect our mental health as well, which it's already been happening, really. Like, people have disconnected from nature. Being here in the city, I've noticed it. I feel more mentally not as stable as I would be if I was connected to the earth. So yeah.